morning sun breaks through the sky, a gentle light, a holy cry. Each shadow fades, each doubt erased.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Cubicle. Today I am speaking to you about the benefits of sunlight and how you can incorporate being out in the sun as part of your health and wellness regimen. So it's not too late to incorporate that as part of one's health and wellness journey. So, again, this is Beyond the Cubicle. Don't forget to like, hype, and subscribe. Okay, so the story was told of a boy. He was about 15 years old and he was brought to the hospital because of a bad lung infection. He was not getting better, so he was admitted to the ICU. And unfortunately, eventually, he was given over to die. So he only had 2 days to live. And so the physician, not knowing what else to do for him, decided to ask, "Young man, is there anything you would like to do before you pass away?" And so the teenager said that he longed to be outside or outdoors, and that was his last wish, to be outdoors. And so the doctors and the nurses, they, you know, got him ready and prepared him to be outside. And so they took him outside, and he was outdoors in the sunshine, in the sunlight, for 5 hours the first day. And so the second day, they did the same thing. He was brought outdoors. And so they took him in, getting ready for his passing. But they noticed that he was improving. They ran more tests and they saw that his lungs, which was, mostly what they would call something like pus or just watery, it was improving. And he was able to breathe much better without the ventilator. And so they discovered that being outdoors in the sunshine actually helped this young man to live, to not die and to live longer. And so after a month, that black patch that was on his lungs eventually or gradually disappeared. And hence, they discovered how important sunlight is to one's body. And so, what are the benefits of sunshine? Since COVID, and we were told to, stay indoors so as to avoid getting infected, a lot of people have become accustomed to being indoors on their phone, working from home, and most people don't go outdoors even. But it has been shown that sunlight, it it reduces the incidence of cancer or breast cancers. It helps with bipolar depression and other mental health issues. And it also, helps those people who live above the equator, um, where there is less sunlight and there is a greater incidence of depression, that just being outdoors in the sun for at least half an hour, especially the first thing in the morning, reduces depression. Okay, so before I go further, I just want to welcome those who have joined. I do see I have in the chat Marjorie, Melvin, and Shaitan. Welcome and hello. Thank you for joining. And thank you also for the likes. Yes. And so being outdoors, being in the fresh air, it can be used as a youth, it's like a fountain of youth. It's an elixir. You know, you feel so much better, so much more energized when you are outdoors, or for example, jogging or working out outdoors. You know, you really do feel the difference.
Heaven's whisper, soft and
Yes, so sorry about that. So I want to welcome Georgia Boys, and thank you for that. That question, no, I'm not an Indiana scammer, but I know that Indiana does have great, beautiful weather out there. Another thing that I do notice that helps with longevity and has great health benefits is when one is indoors, that you allow the sunshine to come in. You know, most people prefer to have blackout windows and make their room dark. That gives a sense of gloom and eerie when the room is dark and there's no sunlight coming in. So, opening the windows and allowing the sun and the fresh air to come in really does wonders for one's health. You know, I think it also prevents chronic diseases because closing the windows and just being indoors without breathing in fresh air, you know, you are breathing in the toxins that are in that room. The toxins such as mold, paint, and other cleaning agents that one uses to clean their homes. You know, those gases don't get to be released, and so you are inhaling, you know, those chemicals and stuff into your lungs, and that is just not healthy. So, you know, it is recommended that you, especially when you're sleeping, to crack your windows and so that you can benefit from fresh clean air from oxygen because it's beneficial. You know, that's how God created the sun, the fresh air to heal us. Yes, so don't forget, everyone who is on live, I thank you so much for joining. And please don't forget to subscribe, hype, and like the live stream.
morning sun breaks through the sky. A gentle light, a holy cry. Each shadow fades, each doubt erased. Heaven's whisper, soft and clear. Feel it draw you, pull you near. In the stillness, love appears.
Okay, so I just reported that Georgia Boys to YouTube, so he will no longer be a nuisance on the live. Yes, so he was reported to the YouTube police. They should be taking care of him. Yes, so everyone who is on the live, tell me where you're from and how is the weather today? Where I'm at, it started out with rain and clouds, but eventually the weather improved, the sunlight came out, and it's so much better. Yes, so just to conclude that there are significant benefits, and the science has shown that there are significant benefits in being in the sun, and these are it prevents chronic diseases such as heart attacks, cancer, diabetes, and it helps with one's mental outlook as well. And it can aid in longevity. So don't forget how important it is. Just being by the window too, where there is sunlight, is so much beneficial. And thank you for that, Marjorie. I see that you are in Portland and you are having good weather. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, so thank you so much for participating. All right. So, with that, I will not burden you with the video, but I just want to thank you so much for joining me once again in this short live. And I'll just leave you with this wonderful song. And you have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to live in the sunshine. Bye.
The morning sun breaks through the sky, a gentle light, a holy cry. Each shadow fades, each doubt erased. Heaven's whisper, soft and clear. Feel it draw you, pull you near. In the stillness, love appears. Heaven's whisper, always here. A quiet breeze that holds my name through every storm, it stays the same. The voice that calms the raging seas. It's in the silence, it's in the rain. A tender promise, a sweet refrain. Heaven's whisper, soft and clear. Feel it draw you, pull you near. In the stillness, love appears. Heaven's whisper, always here. Even when I fall, when I lose my way, that gentle voice reminds me to stay in the light, in the grace, in the peace I found. Heaven's whisper is all
Bye.